Definitions of kite. A kite is a quadrilateral in which exactly one diagonal is the perpendicular bisector of other diagonal. It has also two pairs of consecutive congruent sides, but not opposite sides are not congruent.
Properties of kite. Number 1. Diagonal are perpendicular. Number 2. Exactly one pair of opposite angles are congruent. Number 3. A diagonal bisects each of the no-congruent angles and the other diagonal. Number 4. Area of a kite equals 1 over 2 open parenthesis d sub 1 d sub 2 close parenthesis.
What exactly are the properties of a kite, you might wonder? Properties of a kite are the distinct characteristics or features of the kite shape, its vertices, interior angles, sides, diagonals that makes it a unique shape. You're probably familiar with a kite as a fun paper toy that soars high in the sky whenever the wind carries it. The kite is constructed based on a geometrical shape called a kite. Let's explore it. Let's explore the kite. What is a kite shape? A kite is a quadrilateral, a closed, flat geometric shape in which two sets of neighboring or adjacent sides are congruent, equal in length. Its diagonals meet at right angles. There are two types of kites. Convex. Each interior angle measures less than 180 degrees. Concave. One interior angle is greater than 180 degrees. A dart or an arrow head is an example of a concave kite.
As you can see here, our given is kite JKLM. Now we are going to find the followings. You can see that our diagonal is diagonal KM and diagonal JL. And if you can still remember, it was mentioned earlier on the properties of kite, property number 1, that diagonals are perpendicular. Therefore, diagonal KM is perpendicular to diagonal JL. Next, opposite congruent angles. Just like what you heard earlier, property number 2 of a kite, exactly one pair of congruent angles are congruent. It means that only one pair is congruent, and you can clearly see that angle K and angle M are congruent. So it means that the opposite congruent angles are angle K and angle M. Next, non-congruent angles. Here, we just need to find the angles that are not congruent. This one is very easy because it's so obvious that angle J and angle L is not congruent. And that is our answer. Angle J and angle L is not congruent. Next, diagonal JL bisects angle KJM and angle KLM. This means that once diagonal JL bisects this angle, angle KJL and angle KLM is congruent. So the value of angle KJL and angle KLM is equal. Lastly, diagonal JL also bisects diagonal KM, and because diagonal JM bisects diagonal KM, the line segment KN is congruent to segment MN, so its measurements are equal.
Hello everyone, today we are going to give you example 1, which is finding x, y, z, and w. As you all can see, we have a kite of A, B, C, D, and a given of perimeter is equals to 56 centimeters, and an angle of ADC is equals to 50 degrees. Now let us find the value of x. The value of x is easy to find because one of the properties of kite are diagonals are perpendicular, which will form a right angle. Right angle is equals to 90 degrees. Now, let us find y. Y has no given. The side of CD has no given. But the side of AD has a given. Did you know, class, that AD and CD is a consecutive sides? So if AD has a given of 20 centimeters, CD also has a given centimeters. So Y is equal to 20 centimeters. Now let us find W. W is very complicated to find, but it is also pretty easy to find. Because if B bisected angle of ACT, which is here, and the given angle ADC, ACD is equals to 50 degrees. So W is equals to 50 degrees. Now let's divide it by 2. So 50 degrees divided by 2 is equals to 25 degrees. Now we have a formula of the perimeter is equals to 2z plus 2y. X can be easily get, but since we have a given of 20 centimeters, which is the AD and CD, so 20 and CD has a 20 also, so 40. Now we have 40 centimeters. So now let us explain. 56 is equals to 2z plus 2 and parentheses 20. So 2 times 20 is equals to 40. So 56 is equals to 2z plus 40, and 56 minus 40 as we move the 42 to 56. So it will be minus. Now 56 minus over 40 is equals to 16. 2z equals 16. Now let us divide it. 2z divided by 16 is equals to 8. Now we have a given of 8 centimeters. Now that's all for example 1. Let's move on example 2.
Now we are going to find the area of the kite. We are just going to use this formula. So we are going to substitute diagonal KT and diagonal EI. The segment EO is given and it is 5, and since it is congruent to the segment IO, it means that IO is also 5, and the sum of the two is 10. So EI is 10. So since the segment KO is 12 and the segment OT is 15, we just need to add this, and the answer is 27. So the diagonal KT is 27. Next is we multiply 10 and 27. 10 times 27 is equals to 70. Next is we cut it in half. 270 divided by 2 is 135. So our answer is 135 units squared. So our area of the kite is 135 units squared.